Not sure how this is going to turn out, but I just figured I'd take a video instead of a bunch of pictures of my pontoon boat after it was all finished. Mercury, that was a motor that we had re-rigged a couple of years ago. This center pontoon is something that we bought from American Pontoon in Somerville, South Carolina. We added the rear boarding ladder. You can see the transducer for my Garmin GPS chart plotter. The fence, that was something we purchased from pontoonstuff.com. Much thanks to them. That fuel tank that you see, that gray fuel tank, was powder coated to match the railing by a company in Savannah, and it was built by fabricated by a company in Perry, Florida, called RDS. They do a lot of OEM and custom things. The bimini top is a power top. It's called Power Arm, and it's all switched from a console, and I'll have some photos of that a little while later. Just kind of walking around. The rub rail was sourced by a place called Bob's Stuff out in Missouri. Cost a lot more to ship than it was to actually purchase, but I'm glad we had it because the black little insert thing makes it look really nice and stands out. Coming to the front of the boat, you can see the lights that for like docking and going on shore. I'll show you some other lights that I installed underneath of here. You probably can't really see them real well, but those are lights, some LEDs that I included so we could swim at night or just come off of the boat and know where you are. There's a boarding ladder I got from pontoonstuff.com as well. Again, much thanks to them, and that should make boarding the boat from the front much easier. I replaced all the nav lights, and again, you see here the railing and such. There's a door that's will be for exiting the boat on this side. These are all slip hinges, and I'll just do a quick shot of the company that built the fuel tank, and I guess that's about it. Other than the rigging, I made it kind of nice looking by getting that big sheath from T&H Marine, and around here underneath of the rear boarding ladder, I put another set of LEDs that you can that'll light up the water when you board or when you get off of the boat at nighttime. So that's pretty much about it. Not a whole lot to talk about as far as rigging, electrical wiring. I did all of that myself, and that's probably pretty much all for the exterior. Stepping up into the boat from the front end, we've got two new bench seats. Both of them are the same size on either side. When you open them up, you can see the storage space inside of them, which is real nice. Need to clean it out, I guess, a little bit, but we should have enough storage for anchor, life jackets, blow ups, and all that other good stuff. Coming around here, just a shot of the forward console. A little storage box I made myself, and it was just something to keep little odds and ends in. Probably right here in front of the nice shadow, in front of the console we'll probably kind of semi-permanently mount an ice chest. The boat wasn't complete, according to my wife, until I installed that bottle opener. There you can see the door going out the port side of the boat, and I'll just close it. These are real nice slip hinges. Just pull the door up and slide it into the channel thing, and it locks down securely. Back here we got an L-shaped lounge. You can see one of the speakers. There's 4 total speakers on board, and a Kenwood subwoofer that I installed as well. That's the sub here, and it has its own amplifier, and all the 4 speakers have their own amplifier, which the radio feeds. The captain's chair doesn't really match the colors of the boat, because we had bought that sometime last year, but that's okay. We'll make do for now. Looking at the helm, that's on the left side. We have a Garmin 73 SV chart plotter and navigation tool. I really like that unit a lot. It's real good for backtracking, especially when inclement weather, when you can't see very much. There's the dash panel. It has a GPS speedometer, and on the left side is a Faria depth gauge, which probably won't be used much because I have the Garmin chart plotter. And there's a voltmeter. Looking over at the switch panel, I'll try and get in close enough that you can see. I might have to drop the top down to get some light on things. I'll do that. So all of these switches, these are your typical Cordura rocker switches like you see on a lot of boats. However, they have, I purchased custom made covers for them. It's a company out of South Carolina that does this. They have all kinds of stuff that you can get, and all kinds of graphics on the rockers. They're real reasonable. It only took them about a week to turn around, and they've got some funny ones as well. If you want a rocker cover that says machine gun or rocket launcher, they've got that too. For this rigging on the boat, I went ahead and purchased a new binnacle mount Mercury throttle shift control, and it's much smoother than the one that was in the boat prior, and really like it a lot. The steering wheel is a tilt steering wheel, so I can navigate standing up as well as seated. Again, here's the mechanism for the power arm, electrical retractable bimini top. And moving back and just showing you some guts of the boat. I'm kind of a paranoid boater, so I wanted a dual battery setup, and so on the left is my deep cycle battery, and on the right is my starting battery. Both of those get fed into a battery switch in this compartment. This battery switch is a unit that's made to isolate the starting battery and the house battery when you're not underway. It charges both batteries when the engine's running, but when the engine is off, it isolates the start battery, and then all your electronics and everything are running off of the so-called house battery. It's a real clean setup. I would highly recommend it, and it's probably the only way you can go if you have dual batteries and they're not equally the same. Back in the corner here is an on-demand pump, and the hose that attaches it for wash down. Probably going to put a outlet at some point on the exterior, so we don't have to pull the seat up, so you can get down inside there and get the hose out. And that pretty much kind of completes the tour of the boat. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. There's not much more. I'm not going to probably show you the inside of the console. If anybody does decide to buy this console, once again, all of this stuff was purchased from pontoonstuff.com. That console is only about 1/4 of an inch thick, roto molded plastic, so it doesn't have a whole lot of strength to it, and so I beefed it up in some areas. You can kind of see the screws around the steering wheel, and that's what that was for. Again, just kind of going back, this is the stereo. It was a Kenwood Marine radio with Bluetooth and a whole bunch of other features that I'll probably never ever use. And so that's probably all of what I have to show you. It took a little bit longer than what I anticipated, but all in all, it turned out much nicer than I thought it would, and I'm real appreciative of the folks at pontoonstuff.com and all the other people that kind of made this happen, especially my wife that put up with me, and others that put up with me as well. So hope you enjoyed this, and that's it.